As a true fan, I would be remiss if I do not say that I finally got the exclusive. Wendell admitted that. Guys, welcome to Shay's World. I am your girl Shay, and today we have a very special episode, as you can see from our guest. But before we introduce him, I'm going to introduce my lovely co-host. I don't
Your
need my
boy Malik.
microphone this time. I'm
It's
assuming on this
we're just gonna. I'm not on that side, but it's okay. It's all right because I'm right here.
side. Cool. So, as promised, we have our long awaited interview with Wendell Holland from the first show we ever reviewed on this channel, The Goats. Then, if you don't know or have been living under a rock, he is your season 36 winner of Survivor Ghost Island. Then, not only that, wait, because he has a very long resume, guys. He has a very long resume. He was also on HGTV's Hometown Takeover, but now we can add ABC's Extreme Home Makeover Home Edition, which will be airing this Thursday on January 2nd. So, without further ado, I welcome Wendell Holland to the show.
What a wonderful intro. You deserve all.
You do, you really do. Now you have quite a few shows, but before we talk about those shows, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Bryson Wendell Presents. You guys just wrapped up another tour, and you allowed little old me and Malik to come be a part of the 2-day finale event. So we just have to say thank you so much for taking a chance on us. You didn't know us, and you just being that nice of a person, you allowed us to come.
I appreciate y'all for lending your talents so generously, and seeing kind of how the sausage is made. Like y'all see us setting up, y'all might see us bickering, y'all see it all. And
Yeah.
It's always good to have like people that, because we have our like tight team. It's like me, Bryce, Joey, DJ Caution, and then for like other people to join the team and kind of see how we get down. It's always good to bring people like you guys who seamlessly can integrate with us and still at the event have a good time. It's a win-win.
So it was definitely a good time had.
Very much so.
Definitely a good time. Yeah. So before we get into the questions, did you have something you wanted to add there, Malik, or you want to?
Well, I mean, I feel like you pretty much covered it. I'm forever grateful. Thank you very much. It's amazing to be here and meet you. Thanks for coming on the show. And let's just get into it. So of course.
Fan.
Huh?
Well, okay, let me just say this. I don't normally watch Survivor. Shay has tried to get me a little bit into the show. I've seen a couple episodes here and there. I will say, being in that area, being in that space, in that community, definitely immersed me into if anything, into the finale. I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was a lot of fun. And even though I really had no clue what was happening, everybody's interest, everybody's reaction kept me updated and kept me going, kept me interested. So I just thought it was really good. Yes, it was great energy all around. So yeah, I just had a great time. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. What's your show? What are you, a Big Brother guy? What's your shows, Malik?
Mine is Big Brother and Drag Race. Those are my two.
Got it.
So if I were to be on any, I don't do drag. So if I were to be on any show, it'd be Big Brother. But I gotta get myself together for that, I guess.
Malik, man, when we holla at me, we know some people, so holla at your boy. Me, Bryce.
Okay.
I told
I'm gonna get it.
Was 4 people from Georgia on this last season. I told him, if that is not your sign that you need to be on this show, I don't know what is.
Shoot, y'all might see me soon and very soon. But I'm gonna go ahead and transition on to the GOATs. So basically, as y'all know, our first show ever was the GOAT, and we have Wendell here. So I just really want to ask you a couple questions about the GOAT and just really get your idea, get your 2 cents on the whole matter. So let's just start from the very beginning. When you got the call for the go, were you like, yes, let's do it, or was it like, let me think about it? Did you have to move some things around?
That's a great question. And also, I know that there were a lot of people that thought one type of way or a different type of way about me. Y'all are my family. Y'all can ask the hard hitting questions. Of green light. If I feel uncomfortable, then I will dodge the question. Green light.
Okay.
Okay.
As far as getting the call, I was like a year and a half out of ACL surgery at the time.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, maybe even less actually, right? But I go hard with rehab, with therapy and rehab to get it right. But at that point, I turned down like 3 calls from the challenge, and because I know that's like really physically competitive, right? And
Hmm.
then I start getting calls from the goat, and I'm like, all right, the number, like the payment sounds okay. That's like, all right, I could do that. We could work with that number. But I was like, man, it's called the GOAT. I'm thinking I'm gonna go into whatever this is, and I'm gonna see Johnny Bananas. I'm gonna see Tom Brady. I'm gonna see
Real
like,
people.
you know, these people that are like the upper echelon of whatever their fields are. I don't know because they don't give you a lot of information, and it's a
You're
bit of a
right.
okay. So as I talk to them more, I'm like, hey, look, I am kind of fresh off of this very bad knee injury. Can Is this something I could really compete at, being that I'm 70, 80%? And they were like, look, you'll be all right. Bring your knee brace, do what you gotta do, but you'll be all right. So in telling me that without telling me too much, I understood that, all right, it could be a little bit sillier than some intense competition show. The
Okay.
numbers work. The only other factor was that my girlfriend at the time was pregnant. So I had to, it was a calculated decision to leave that late in the pregnancy, to go on a show to make money for the family.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. So you had basically caught the hint that it was a little more satirical, not really as serious as maybe Survivor would be.
A
So,
little
and thinking, no,
a
yeah.
li like, I did you still don't know because like, these shows, they can bait and switch you, you know? They could put you out there
Hmm.
like, yeah, so
Yeah.
you don't know, but I was under the impression like, "All right, it's not gonna be the challenge where I'm jumping out of a plane and can really, like."
Right.
Hurt
Yeah.
yourself.
On some fear factor. Right. So then, did you think going into the show, did you think maybe I had this in the bag, or maybe,
Once you saw the cast, once you got in there and you saw the cast, did you think, okay, I got this one in the bag?
So here's the thing, you walk into this house and you see it's like this random collection
Very
of
random.
reality people, right? Random from all the
Hmm.
shows. And I'm like, you know what? If all things are fair and no one really knew each other or whatever, no one, like, I always feel confident walking in any space or any competition,
Hmm.
right? And but walking into this house and people knowing that I'm the survivor winner, then you already have,
Mm,
then it's
Yep.
like, all right, you got eyes on you. So now you got to lay low a little bit, show them that game a little bit, but try to lay low. And I think I didn't lay low too much too early,
No,
and
no, you
things turned up a little bit.
didn't.
so let's get a little bit into this
Yeah.
tournament. So
Mhm.
we know the plot. Wendell and Devon, y'all started off cordial, right? Some things get a little mixed up. Um, and there's this kind of schism divide in the house where it's basically essentially guys versus girls. You and Devon are cool, but you feel at some point in the game it's more important to keep Justin and eliminate Lauren, which is one of her numbers. So in this moment where you basically crossed her, did you feel that you would be able to convince her that this was a good move, or did you just say, "Hey, man, you're more of a threat than an ally. I got to do this."
No, no, no. Okay, let's. That's a great question. Okay, because everyone's like, "Oh, Wendell cross Devon." If I'm First of all, I'm never a proponent of an all man alliance or anything like that. Um, but if you're a man in the house and you're already down a number or whatever, I think they had voted out Joey or something like that at the time.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, if you hear wind of an all women's alliance, It's like I'm not creating an all men's alliance, but I'm gonna pull whoever I can together to try to crack that alliance first and foremost, so we can flip the house. So it
Hmm.
wasn't Wendell's taking a shot at Davon. It was a matter of fact. I'm in the room with the girls. It's me. It's um, it's the chef. It's Reza. I'm with the girls in the So
Okay.
I, I'm not. I'm with Alyssa Edwards. I'm not trying to
Right.
by design. It was me and three gay men in my room. So
Yep.
um I'm not trying to like do anything based on gender or anything like that. But when you hear word that there is this alliance and they already have the critical mass, it's like you have to do
Hmm.
whatever to be in self-preservation mode. So my philosophy was, all right, I will take a shot at this women's alliance. I will try to flip it somehow, some way. The crack was CJ. But it's not me saying, Davon, I don't want to work with you. It's, yo, I'm gonna crack this alliance and let's tomorrow we'll both be sitting here. Let's work it out.
Hmm.
Davon took that as a all right, that's like a nuclear threat. I'm gonna just all game go for Wendell and his allies, which oh sure. But from my perspective, it was self-preservation and on the next day, I'll go to the end with you. Like
Right.
you're my friend in real life, So
Yeah.
like I'll go to the end with you, no problem. But after that move was made, and she was the goat, she had all the power. After that move
Hmm.
was made, I think she felt a little I think she felt like silly and played almost or whatever. And she was like, all right, no, I'm only gonna go for his alliance. And if you ask me, and I know you didn't watch Survivor, but my season of Survivor, myself and the other strongest person on the island linked up, and that's what got us
Hmm.
to the end together.
Yep.
But in these type of games, if the strongest players in the house start aiming at each other and one goes down, then the other one looks a head and shoulders above everyone else. That person's generally speaking gonna get picked off soon.
Yep.
You
So
are you're making yourself a target
Yes.
that's all.
inevitably.
So that's my long-winded way of saying, yeah, Davon and I, we went at each other, I guess, a little too early, and it didn't help either one of us.
Hmm.
Yeah, me and Malik were the baby Davon and Wendell because you were my winner pick. She was his winner pick from Big Brother. I'm like, no, Wendell's got this. And
Yeah.
I was very happy to see both of y'all, but I had to kind of turn a little against her because she got my winner pick out the house. Like, what are you doing?
And check it out though, like, because I can like Malik is a big brother person, so I
Hmm.
could see Malik. I could even see you not rocking because like, yo, you took a shot at my girl. But from my perspective, again, it's like, yo, I see all I know. My information is someone came to me saying there's an all girls alliance, and we have
Hmm.
six, and I think they have seven. So
Hmm.
they have the ability to systematically get us out of here. I got to get creative. That's when, and again, this is like episode 2 or 3. This is when I'm like,
Right.
man, I didn't want to have to put winner survivor mode on. I wanted to chill out and
Chill
have a
out.
fun. You turn that mode on once you're in the top 6, 5, 4. You turn that mode
Hmm.
on when it's
Mhm.
game time. You don't want to show your hand so early, and I had to do it.
Speaking of, because we've been talking a lot about Davon, but I would be remiss as a challenge fan. How did you feel seeing Tech when you saw
Oh,
Tech in the house?
let me tell you, I watched the Real World back in the day. We used to see Tech. I guess it was Hawaii or something. He'd like jump in the pool
Hawaii.
naked. He's pulling.
Yeah.
Tech was that dude, and I would watch him, and I'd be like, man, I want to be on the Real World. And then I feel like when I was in college or something in Atlanta, I even think I saw him around Atlanta before, and I'm like, dang, that's Tech from I think I've seen him around. And then for me to walk into this house knowing who he is, I'm like, this is dope. I'm gonna connect with this guy, and we ended up connecting. That's my man. He's mad cool, funny dude, good dude, and he kept a lot of the mood light in the house. He was good at like no matter what, making people laugh and have a good time.
Yeah, Tech is definitely a good time. So I guess my petty question would be, after you guys' first challenge, did you see Tech as a threat or somebody
Uh-huh.
that you can just like
Yeah.
keep
All
in
right.
front because of the name?
Tech is a great man. He's a wonderful man. He's a great, he's a
Okay.
hilarious guy. I
Love
love
him. Love him.
big brother.
Love that guy.
Okay, listen, I love him in every part of his pink suit, but him and slingshots,
Oh,
you know,
here's what
should
I'll
Do
have
say.
not
given
mesh
him a
well.
slingshot for Christmas. That would have been a really dope present for him.
Huh.
Only thing I'll say about that is like I've done slingshots well on Survivor before. And so like, and that's a role, that's like the hero role. That's like everyone else is catching and there are four people catching. So there's one person in charge of slingshotting. So if you botch that, it's all eyes on you. And then hit slingshotting rolls and heads of lettuce. And it's not an easy thing anyway. You kind of got to get a flow. And once you're in your head, it can make you mess up when you're doing anything already. You can know how to shoot a jumper, but if you're in your head, you can shoot bricks. Add that to like he's botching a few from the jump, and then you got your own team yelling at you and saying you're
Teamwork.
throwing it.
Stressing you out. Hmm.
Meanwhile, our team is standing next to him, looking at him, like watching him sweat bullets and like really go through it. And we're like, yo, he's really trying. So we're over here like, Tech, yo, you're good. Like, just lock in. We're even trying to encourage him and watching his team throw him under the bus. That made us feel like, man, y'all are like, that's funny business. And I know people have thrown challenges in this show. I never
Mhm.
threw a challenge. I don't think Tech ever threw a challenge, and he's definitely not throwing that one. So he can't now. I wouldn't nominate Tech to do no slingshots ever again, but it wasn't something that he was trying to throw. And anybody that's played any team sports or anything, worked on a team, you know, the worst way to encourage someone to do better is by like, you know, dogging them and throw them under the bus. So at that moment, I felt bad for my man, for this guy who I watched for 2 decades or whatever.
Years.
And I don't know, and especially to watch Joe, man. Joe is my dude. Like in real life, that's my dude. But out there watching him say, "Oh, we know what you're doing," I'm just like, man, Joe, you
Hmm.
are an athlete. Like you don't throw your man, but he really thought he was throwing it. He really thought it.
I don't know. That was a fun one to watch, but it was kind of hard to see Tech struggling.
It
That
was hard
Yeah.
he
to
was
watch.
struggling.
Those challenges were kind of a lot of those challenges were really insane when you look back at it. Like they had y'all doing some very creative things, really, to be honest. So props to the production team, really. But what was like one that stood out to you, like your favorite or least favorite?
Ooh, okay. The first challenge, man. Like they put us in the backyard in the pool and had us build a boat and then swim
Wait,
across and
wait,
swim back.
wait, wait,
Oh,
wait. As a true fan, I would be remiss if I do not say that I finally got the exclusive. Wendell admitted that this the goat was filmed in the backyard. Yep.
No, I just one no,
So that
you know
was going to be a
what's so
bonus
bright?
question, but you gave it to me.
What's so nice?
Thank you so much
Nah,
for that.
nah. The most see most of the challenges we traveled all over Atlanta. Actually, we traveled all over the South to make sure that we hit the right.
oh,
You know, went down to Alabama, Mississippi. We hit different locations because it's a big budget show, and
hmm.
this challenge was in the pool in the backyard.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take that. But
Man.
that was your favorite challenge. You
It wasn't my
said.
favorite, but it like showed me what time it was. It showed me
Okay.
like, all right, this
Mm.
is so we're doing we're taping floaties together in the pool in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of showed me what, and it showed me what the competition was hitting for.
Okay. In the end, because we know they let you go. What was it? Episode 8.
Yeah.
Do you think you did all that you could do to save
Yep.
yourself?
Hmm. I so at the end they got me. They had a glizzy. They had the glizzy. They made me eat. It was it was like the wheel of fort. They had us spinning the wheels, and the first thing I spun it on was like a ghost hot pepper or whatever. And for me to start out by eating the hottest pepper in the world, now anything I do after that, I still my throat is done. Like my
Yeah.
whole that makes everything is done. So anyway, but I'm a competitor, so I'm like trying for everything. So first they had me do that. I don't know what the second round was or whatever, but the last round was eating 3 hot dogs in 1 minute. And you can't I don't think I could
Which,
eat
yeah, I couldn't do the, you know?
bread. It's so I was just it was a an impossible task because of the bread. And so yeah, I just couldn't do that. And then at that point, I knew I was the biggest threat in the house. I knew they wanted me gone. They had just taken out my whole all my
Me
allies
too.
systematically. I've been winning stuff with teams and stuff, so they wouldn't be able to get me or be in the goat or whatever, so they can't get me. But finally, this one challenge, they got me and they picked me on.
Right.
So you knew
So,
from that moment it was kind of the writing was on the wall.
Oh yeah, and I'm
well, I
like,
was curious to know if it was at that moment or if it was beforehand, like if you felt like think your walls were kind of closing in after the first challenge, because I think you had got eliminated from the first challenge, and in your confessional you were like, okay, I really got to try to pull it through. But I was like, I wonder if he's like, if in his mind it's like it's done.
yeah. So no. I've never. Okay, my whole philosophy on the goat is I got 3 cracks at staying in the game every week. So you got the goat challenge, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I always bet on myself. The goat challenges were silly circus style challenges, so like that's more luck than
Hmm.
skill. So all right, cool.
Yeah.
But then you have a team challenge, which I really always bet on myself. Like I'm gonna motivate my team to win. And generally speaking, we were winning everything as a team. That's why you can't pick me off. And that's and so okay, my first shot is a go challenge, can't do that. Second shot is the team challenge. All right, cool. I got 2 cracks at it. My third shot is my social game. So it's like at the end of the
Hmm.
day, it's still a vote out. So if I got 3 cracks every week, I better make it however far. And so at a certain point, once all my allies were gone, it was like all eyes on me. But at that point, so the goat challenge was like a timer. I think it was like you have to count 60 seconds in your head. And
Mhm.
Hmm.
I was so like I was mad close, but like a second off or whatever to who I was playing against, and I was out. It might have
Yeah.
been the chef, and I think the chef might have won that
Yeah,
week
it
or
was
something.
against Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was after that I knew that my next the next team the next and at that point it became individual. So I knew the next
Mhm.
individual challenge would be win or go home for me. And your boy didn't win, so I had to go home.
That's a go.
Yeah.
It was a good show nonetheless. It was a little what is this at first, but I'm gonna rock with it because I was pretty much familiar with a lot of the people on there, minus like the circle and Paula and stuff like that. But like all of the housewives and stuff, I was familiar with. So um I was like, I'm gonna just watch it and see what it's given. But like by episode 5, I was like, oh, okay. So like we were poking fun at reality shows and stuff. So this is not as lame as I think it is. So I went back and rewatched it and I was like, okay, now I'm like into it.
Right.
Um
No, I had caught on immediately. As soon as I saw that golden goat and y'all feeding the paper, and I said, okay, what is this? I said, what's going on here?
Yeah.
it was a lot. It was a lot. It was the way they edited and it was like the goat was pooping out. It was just like,
Okay.
oh.
But I was here for every moment. And then Taj opened the paper and it's a picture of a goat. And he's like, the vote is like stuff like that.
What are
I
you
love
looking
that. I love that. I was here for it.
They didn't take the editors, Dale Tosh, no one took themselves too seriously except for some of the
Hmm.
competitors. And
at?
so like for production to kind of like make fun of a show, I like that. I like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. I hope they get a season 2. Have you heard about a season 2?
I haven't heard of one, and I feel like they should have already filmed if so. So I'm hoping they get one, but I don't know. I ain't gonna hold my breath.
Yeah. Well, can you
Fingers
see
crossed.
any of these cast members from season 1 on Survivor?
Ooh, who could I see on Survivor? I would love to see Joe on Survivor because we had a whole running joke all season, like,
Oh
who's
yeah,
better than
the Bachelor beat the
Survivor?
Survivor. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd love to see Joe out there. Tech would be hilarious out there, even though
He would have fun in the ocean.
Tech would
He
have
would
fun.
just be naked all day in the ocean. He would
He'd
be
be
a
Richard
baby
Hatch.
Richard Hatch.
Yep. Um,
That's what he would be.
who else? Who else? Who else? Yeah, put Joe and Tech out. I'll put Reza out there. Reza was
Hmm.
America took him as a villain. Reza, that's my buddy, and he was hilarious in the house, and he would be hilarious on a show like Survivor.
I want to see Reza on House of Villains. Cause see, now that
Me too.
he has his competition, he's got this down pack. He would make excellent TV for House of
Yes,
Villains.
he would. He would. He
Um,
learned in the Traders the first time he played because he got eliminated early. He learned a little more in the GOAT. He's a gamer now. He can go.
yeah, he was intolerable on Traders for me. Loved him on the GOAT though, because
Mhm.
Yes.
he got it. I understood the character Reza.
Problem is though, with his game, the one
Yes.
problem of his game is that like he will always kick somebody. Like the if you like with Kristen Doty, like they didn't like each other, so he's poking and prodding her or whatever, or like we
Mm,
make a move
Mhm.
against their alliance or against it's like if you make a big move against an alliance, you shut your mouth, go inside and go to sleep. You don't dance around, you don't get hyped. Or if you win something, you shut your mouth and you go, go make a sandwich. You don't win
mhm,
and then flaunt it or whatever, get hyped.
Mhm.
Like it's all about if you're making moves, it's about keeping a low profile. And Reza,
mhm.
you can't you can't
Come
calm
on.
him down. When he's up, it's up. My man in your face, talking trash, like high fiving backflips. I'm like, Rez, yo, we gotta move a little quieter.
Mhm.
I can imagine he was really your entertainment in that house. Him
Oh
and
my,
Alyssa together,
oh my
there
goodness.
was never a dull
It
moment,
was the
especially the
great
stuff we didn't see.
yeah, it was the greatest roommate situation except for that little snake Jason. That's my friend in real life, but this little snake, and we didn't see it, and he was just ready to pick us off.
Yes, he was.
So do you still maintain connection with pretty much everybody on the cast?
Just like in through like social media and stuff. I'm always like
Right.
up on their posts and stuff like that. Maybe a message here.
Mhm.
And I've seen Jill a couple times. I've seen Joe a couple times. I've seen Reza. But everyone lives all across the country, so hopefully I'll be able to
Right.
with them if I'm in their city.
Right.
Yeah. But I've been to Jill's Hamptons event a couple times now. So
Mhm.
he does like a benefit to raise money in the Hamptons every summer. So that's a beautiful thing.
Oh,
That's
that's nice.
cool.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, speaking of Survivor,
Okay.
since I'm your resident Survivor fan, I have a few questions. I only really have one Ghost Island question, but I just have a couple questions that I just been wanting to know from you. So, first, let's start here. What made you even want to go on the island?
Oh, okay. That's a great question.
Mhm.
I've never been camping in my life, but I've always been handy. Like my parents they've always had like a big backyard. I'd go out there and I build things. I'd be outside a lot. I build like tree houses or like little bike trails and things like that. I never went camping, but I was always outside a lot. And so seeing Survivor, it's like an adult version of my childhood almost. And also I started watching, I think, season 18, and I'm like, man, this show is awesome to watch. I love like the politics of the game. I love watching
Mhm.
these social
Mhm.
dynamics, and I love the competition side because I love competing. Like I love competition. I still play basketball like 3 days a week because I try to keep that dog in me because I'm like, who knows if a competition show might call me. So um watching Survivor, I'm like, all right, it got the competition aspect, it has the social aspect, but then there's this survivalist part to it that I don't really, I played outside. That's what I got. But I'm a builder and my medium is like reclaimed wood. So if I'm out there, I can reclaim whatever, I can find whatever and build some dope stuff out there. So my thing is, if I ever get cast, I'll get out there, I build everything, and I'll compete and I'll be social. Now, I had been applying for years, like maybe like 7-ish years via live auditions, sending in videos, whatever I had to do. I was trying to get on. And finally, it took so long to get on. So I wanted to be on for mad long. I tried for mad long, and I think I got on at the right time for me to do well on the show. Because it's like, if you want something so long, if I wanted something and I just was able to go get it right now, I might
Wouldn't
not treat that
appreciate
as yeah, I wouldn't appreciate that. Like if I was fighting for something for 7 years and I finally got one opportunity
it. Hmm.
at the age
Yeah.
of 33, like if I got on when I was 25, I would have just, been a knucklehead out there. So I think the amount of time it took me to get on, my desire, and the various avenues and ways I tried to get on, and then finally making it, I was like, I got to make the best of this opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, a couple light questions before I go into what I think is my deeper question.
Uh-oh. All right. All
Um,
right.
do you like Survivor 39 or 26 days? Preference 39 or 26?
39. 39.
I
Um,
like the 39 days too.
I'll try to keep this one brief. I just think that less is up to chance and luck in a 39-day game, whereas the new school Survivor, it's like it's so rapid fire and things can change so fast that like you don't have time to sit and really navigate. It's just like whoever's sitting at the end, now you got to pick one of the three players to win. Whereas
Mm.
in a 39-day game, you have the time to really establish these bonds or break these bonds or make these moves. Whereas in 26 days, it's like the game is making all these moves for you. Now you just got to find a way to react and dip and dodge the actual game.
I think that's the part of it that I don't care for. All of the different in the beginning, I don't like how they do the what is it? They go off and they do the little
Journeys and
challenge
stuff.
and they yeah, I don't really care for that. Um I don't know. I just like old school Survivor, but I also am somebody who will just sit and watch any season that Sari or Rob is on. It's like
Yeah,
it's I don't know. That's
they're
me.
great.
So speaking of older Survivor, do you think that in the new era they should bring back the reward challenges where they were doing like the portable showers, soap,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
know?
I think that would be great. Yeah, I think a challenge that you can get something good like that, or like a massage or something like something. I think that would be great, fun to watch. You got 90-minute episodes already. There's the
Mhm.
time to show it. So yeah, bring them back.
So they didn't really have those type of things when you were out there on the island as well. So what were y'all doing for hygiene, or were we all just ignoring the fact that morning was pissed?
All right, I'll give you a couple hints. So first of all, I had a toothpick in my mouth at all times, both seasons.
Yes, you did.
I'm trying to keep that dental hygiene as best I could. And then the other thing I do that I don't really, I don't really announce it to the world because I'm like, if they called me back, I would do this again. But the other thing I would do is this. There is a medical box for like that has to be on the island for like people's medications, feminine products, and our sunblock that has insect repellent in it. There's also a large container of hand sanitizer in there. Okay. So like after you do whatever, if you need to sanitize, you sanitize, right? What I
Yeah.
would do, I would take like my jeans, I'd bring them up to the hand sanitizer, and I just squirt like all the hand sanitizer in it, right? And I'd hold it, I'd like fold it up, I run to the ocean, and then I just scrub it, scrub it, scrub it, scrub it, scrub it. And then I lay it out. I do that with my shirt too. So like I would wash my clothes with the hand sanitizer. So
Hand
I thought
sanitizer.
I thought that
Okay.
was a way to keep my clothes a little, to keep my clothes a little crispy and clean. And I don't think I saw anyone else doing something like that. But now if people hear this, people will know to do that.
They will
And then
probably know and
I
clean their clothes.
actually thought you were going to say you would take some sanitizer and sanitize your.
Right?
I should
That's
have
where I thought it was going.
Look,
done that. I'm cleaning the body.
You know.
No, but
I'm just saying.
every morning I'd go to the ocean and scrub down and I'd like fix my hair because all of this,
Hmm.
I need something. So every single
You
morning,
know,
because I was up and it'd be, you
Man,
know,
we understand the feeling.
I do understand.
uh,
So I had to lock my hair up. I was like, I'm tired of that.
yeah.
Well, that's the hygiene is just a question I've just been wanting to know. That's like the one thing that would prevent me from going out there because I can't do smells.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. You do smell bad out there, but when you're not putting a lot of nasty stuff in your body, it could be a lot worse. Like
Hmm.
we're not putting gross stuff in our bodies because we're not eating anything really. So it's not too much body waste or whatever, but we do smell like we've been camping for a month. Yeah. And it's a lot of campfires.
So here's my last survivor question. So back to season 36. Okay, well, maybe not my last survivor question, but on season 36, you were the loved ones they visit. You were super emotional to see your dad come out there. Got a chance to spend the afternoon with him, but you gave it up for a chance, an advantage
Yeah.
on Ghost Island.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know he told you to make the decision. You said he would have made the decision. But seeing as how you didn't break the curse and you still dropped the ball, do you wish you would have just taken the time with your dad, or did that just fuel you even more to go ahead and win the game?
Okay, that's a great question. So my dad, he's just like me. He's a very competitive. He played college basketball D1. He's just like me. And he understood the assignment coming out to see me on that island, right?
Mhm,
He doesn't watch Survivor or hadn't, but if you're coming out there and I chose him because I'm like, if I make it to the top 7, 8, I will not need my mom to come out there and make me cry. I'll need my dad to come out there and give me strength. He
Yeah.
came out there and made me cry.
and made
So
you cry.
and Pop comes out there and Pop, like I said, he's not a Survivor fan. But for him to hear, all right, someone can and granted, I've seen him now for 30 minutes, and it was the first hug I gave him. He went and he sat and watched me lose a challenge. And now it's like, all right, my man won and he chose me. So it's like, all right, I'm standing next to my pop right now. But Jeff says, hey, one of y'all can leave and go get an advantage for tomorrow. My pop was like, you better do that. Like, and I'm in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to win this game. And if we were on a basketball court, we're doing everything we can to win the game. And
Mhm,
because that is why I called him out there. So he can help me very clearly make these 100% game decisions, knowing that, you know, I'm going to have the rest of our lives with each other. This is my pop.
mhm,
So, I mean, I was with him this morning, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it was it was the right game move at the time for me because I had the right allies and I had the right hardware. I think I had my idol at the time. Um, Although it's not always the right game move because like you could really put yourself on the outs. Now, again, like you said, I went out there, I got my advantage, I came back to the game, and it didn't help me at all because I dropped the ball, right? Okay. But you have to claim those advantages when you can. Like you gotta take that risk at the right times to help your game. You have to.
No, I was excited that you got the advantage. I was just like, I wonder, does he feel like, well, dang, I should have just took the time with my dad.
Nah, because I've traveled with my dad, but like it would have been great, yeah. But Pops was like, he said something to me like, "Yo, we'll celebrate in Cape Town" or something. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he was like, "Yo, all right, we grab
I'm
lunch in
good.
whatever country after you get that millie." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pop,
I'm
Pop was
listen.
that's why.
I'm with them now.
And
I'm with
granted,
them.
but also my dad is like extremely well traveled. Like homeboy has been all over the country doing business and other and vacation and stuff. So like yes, Fiji lunch on Survivor would be great with my dad, but he's like, yo, focus on the assignment, go get this, go win this game. We'll enjoy ourselves afterwards.
Hmm.
All right.
That is all of my Survivor questions. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to know that I haven't like already researched or heard. I didn't want you to have to like repeat stuff that you've been repeating before in other interviews and stuff.
I
But
appreciate
that brings us to your current show that is coming out this week. So tell us a little bit about it, how it came to be. Um,
it. Oh man,
would you
it's a
say
dream. Huh?
your dad is still the inspiration behind you taking this show,
Oh,
considering it's a building show?
I mean, I guess you could say that. My dad taught me how to build. My dad's an attorney, but he taught me how to build as a child. So yeah, I guess those seeds that he planted 35 years ago are like really growing and flourishing now. But yeah, it was this show, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, is a huge show. It's on a gigantic network. It's on ABC. And for me, just like Survivor was a dream of mine, as a builder before Survivor, building on TV was a dream of mine. And to be on this show, which is like a staple, this was like Ty Pennington was doing incredible things
Mhm.
for these families for a very long time, and for me to be one of the people kind of holding the torch now, it's a dream come true. It's a blessing. We touched some incredible families throughout the season, and I'm just excited to share this work with America.
Good. We will be watching and reviewing the show. I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, this one is going to be a tearjerker because just about anything makes me cry. But
Yeah.
this one looks like it's going to really have me in my feels.
I describe it as a roller coaster of tears because you're crying the whole episode, whether it's on the door knock when we're learning these family stories, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this family absolutely needs a break. You know, they need something. Whether it's Clea and Joanna, the amazing hosts, who they're from the home edit and they take everything in their house, everything from this family's house, and they bring it to what they call the edit zone. It's like a big, whatever, it's a church, it's a gymnasium, wherever we are, they lay
Mhm.
Mhm.
everything out and they help the family edit a lot of things out of their own.
Mm.
That's the edit zone. So now going into this new house that we build in 1 week, going into this new home, they only bring the things that will best serve them and that they need into this new life of theirs. And so you're crying watching them part ways from, maybe this is an item of someone that passed away that they love, or maybe this this thing that someone passed away is holding them back, and every time they walk by it they felt like sadness. Maybe they do need to part ways with that, whatever it is. So now we're crying watching them take items away from them, and then finally
Mhm.
they pull up in this beautiful bus of ours, and they get out of the bus, and on the other side of the bus is their brand new home. We say move that bus, the bus moves, and now they see this beautiful home, beautiful landscaping. The community is around cheering for them, ready to embrace them, and now they're crying, and the viewer is crying because, oh my gosh, their lives are changed forever. So yeah, you got to have boxes of tissues on deck. Mm, and what's so cool about it is we touch families from every walk of life. Like, every family in America will be able to, like, I guess, identify with a
With
story.
at
Like,
least one.
every family, like, we're all human, and every family goes through things. And I think they were able to find some really, really good families for the show.
I'm excited about it. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Giving back to somebody that is, to just need a freaking break. Because sometimes that's all people really just need. It's just one little break so that they can move on. So I'm looking forward to this show. Um,
Yeah, me too. I'm just curious, without telling too much, what would you say is your favorite stop? Has been your favorite stop?
And yeah, so what's interesting is we did Austin, Houston, Orlando, Phoenix, and LA. And
Hmm.
we we had a lot of issues everywhere because of the weather. So like we
Hmm.
might have hit hurricane or extreme heat or extreme
Oh
you
yeah.
and everywhere it seemed like the weather was this extra character in the show. And we're building a house in it's really in 3 days because we move everything in on the fourth day and we give it away on the fifth day. So we're building a house in 3 days, and that weather can go crazy. So
Hmm.
in Orlando, we did have a lot of rain, which like we had a Hurricane Debbie. We're trying to
You
build a
couldn't do
house in
nothing.
a hurricane. If the lightning strikes, we have to stop down for 30 minutes before working again. So,
Oh yeah.
challenges. But what else to answer your question, because this is me going all around, but to answer your question, there was one family that they were in a house fire, and my family was in a house fire in 2006-07. And
Mhm.
this family had like had very talented children, and their story just connected to me. So I think in that episode, I might open up a little bit about what happened in my family, and so that episode, whenever that may air, is gonna be one of those that really hit.
Get your
Oh,
tissue box.
You
I
know, I
have
got
to get
I
you
got it
back over
right.
here.
Okay.
We might have to get you back over here for that one. Let's see. I think that is about it. But in the future, I would be remiss to ask you, what do you have coming up in the future? It's 2025. What can we expect? I know we have this show. What else can we expect from you?
Oh man, 2024 was a lot for me. I did a lot of traveling, and in my work life, like things were really jumping, taking off. Extreme was huge. Me and Bryce, we had two very successful tours in 2024, but like
Mhm.
I didn't have as much time with my son, and so like he's sleeping upstairs right now. I think 2025, hopefully, hopefully we get another season of Extreme. That's contingent on how many people watch. So like we want everyone to watch, especially the first few episodes.
Oh,
But like
watch.
I wanna focus on like building my relationship with my son, um, making sure my man can dribble properly, and do the right
Nah,
things.
He's only one.
important, very important.
He's
He's
only one.
19
Future
months.
skills though. You know.
So he's
You one of those month parents?
no, 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 no. So I was told that a child is like he's like a book not to be written but to be read. So I'm trying to see what he likes and what makes him tick, and work off of that. And so yeah, there might be literally 9 full-size basketballs in his room right now, but if he's picking those things up and shooting them, then it sounds like basketball is something that is, if we're walking past the court and all he wants to do is run up there, then hey. So, but no, but for real, this in 2025, I would like to continue to pour into my son and try to get as much time with him as possible, and work on co-parenting with his mother a little bit. I'm trying my best, but we can both do a little better at that. And I guess what 2024 personally has taught me was to enjoy moments and like appreciate moments. So like he's asleep upstairs. I appreciate rocking him to bed, I appreciate driving
Mhm.
him to my parents' house, so putting my phone down and really connecting with my son. So 2025 will be a bunch of that. Oh, now you're getting me emotional because we're talking
I see it calling. I
This is
love
beautiful.
it
It's very
so much.
beautiful.
yeah, so
Oh,
I think in like generally speaking, my goals for 2025, appreciate moments more. Of course, I'm a workhorse, so I want another show. My goal is usually a show a year. I want another show. I'm gonna continue to do everything I need to do, but enjoying moments, staying present, loving on my son as best I can, being around my family more. My parents are getting older. My big sister lives in LA, trying to find time with those people that I really, really love. Um, and that's my goal for 2025.
well, those are some really good
Beautiful goals.
goals.
Yes.
So you said a show a year. So if a certain show called Traders call you for season 4, would that be a yes from you?
Okay, all right, and y'all could clip this one up because I'm ready. I'm ready for them to. All right. So traders, okay, you hear it first. Your boy's ready to go. If you need a real one out there to come out there and do what he needs to do. Now, granted, you got some real ones out there right now, starting on the 9th. Okay, you got some real ones out there right now. But if y'all want your boy, give me a call. I will. I'll gladly go out there and show him what it's like.
As a trader or as a faithful?
This is the problem, though. See, they will make me a faithful again. I think I'm a traitor, and they'll go for me early. I'm 100%
Definitely.
certain of that. I don't think like they'll just be like, nah, Wendell, nah, you're acting too damn.
Yeah.
No, I'm being
Mhm.
real.
Will you be watching season 3? Because you have what, 4 people?
Who we got?
Three
Rob,
or four people,
Jeremy,
the last one
Tony,
was you played
Marilyn.
with? Yeah.
Yeah, my people are out there. My people are out there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
If I was out
Well,
there,
Do you have a
I would vote Jeremy out so fast. If he voted me out, just out so fast.
yeah, you definitely would have to go for Jeremy because he kind of messed you over on Winners at War,
That's
but
what I'm here
uh,
for. Oh, yeah.
you know.
Malik, we gotta get you watching some of these Survivor seasons, man.
I'm gonna get into it. She got me on Winners at War. She started me on Winners at War. I'm gonna get into some more Survivor. Now that I know what to look for and how the community really gets, I'm in the space that I'm gonna be in some more. I'm gonna get into it, but
Um,
yeah.
well, see, Winners at War wasn't my best season, Malik.
Oh,
But
oh,
that's
but
But
what
it
see, I
was a
didn't know that. I
good
didn't.
season. Do you think Winners at War, really quickly, do you think Winners at War wrapped up your story or you have more story left on the island?
I okay. I don't think Winners at War wrapped up my story. I'm willing to go out there one more time. Um, if they call me, I'll go back out there. I got one more in me.
Okay.
Now, granted,
Mm,
if one of these design shows hands me a multi-year contract or something, I'm sorry, I would retire all of my competition shows to do, what I really, 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 really love. But right now my contracts are like, for seasons or for episodes. So
hmm
I am still here. I got one foot in the competition world, one foot in the design build world. I like straddling that line. And we'll see how far it takes me.
Okay. Well, let's hopefully before, well, I'm not saying because you're going to get a second season of Extreme
Extreme.
Makeover,
Yes.
but maybe it won't come until after you leave the castle in Scotland, At least we see you on Trader before you just hang it all the way up.
They could even put me on House of Villains. I've been watching that. That's another silly show.
Oh,
I don't see you as a villain though.
I'm not a villain, but people like to call me a villain. So you know what? It's
okay,
some
yeah.
Okay. You
you just
you're
gotta,
right.
you know, sometimes you
If
just
you put
gotta.
that villain hat on, you
No.
can make it work.
Hey, hey, whichever show you are, as you can see, me and Malik will be watching. We will always be supporting and always reviewing whatever it is that you do or come out with. We got you. We love you over here at Shay's World.
We do.
We will forever be grateful for you and the things that and the doors you kind of opened up for us just in those 2 days in New York and day in New Orleans. I saw somebody at the watch party in New York that I met in New Orleans.
Really?
Yes, we both
Oh,
looked at
was it
each other
Ali?
like, I think so. We was like, wait, you like, yep, yeah, yeah. The one we were out on Bourbon Street with.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right, all right. We go ahead.
Yeah.
What you talking
and
about?
mutes. Okay.
I was like, this is really a family type of thing.
Yes.
It's the whole community. I loved it. We'll be waiting on the next season. We'll be
Yeah.
there.
To anyone watching, I'm sorry. My last thing, like Bryce and I, we have events for Survivor, but again, all people are welcome. It's a community, and everyone turns up and has a good time. We have it's a great evening. So, like Shay said, we are. You see, it's just good people. We have a good time. You're all welcome. We'll be releasing those tour dates probably late January.
As long as Mississippi is on there.
In Atlanta.
Or Atlanta.
Atlanta been asking for a while now.
See, the people got to get the people what they want.
Thank you guys so
Well,
much.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for taking time out. I know you probably won't have much time to yourself now before your baby wakes up. So we appreciate you. And we know those moments mean a lot. So we're going to let you go. But thank you so, so much. Everybody watching, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. As always, I'm your girl, Shay.
I'm your boy Malik.
And our lovely guest, give it up for Mr. I can't even talk. The one and the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Wendell Holland,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Make
And
Thank
sure
y'all.
tune
you
in.
go run the numbers up this Thursday. I think it's what 7 p.m. Central Time. I just know I'm on Central Time.
Yep, and 8 Eastern.
Yes. So yes,
And I'm
make
on
sure y'all
Eastern.
go run it up and come back here for our recap of the first episode, and we'll see you guys on